Alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome to our Aqidah series. And Alhamdulillah, for this class. We have been discussing how, as Muslims, we're supposed to interact with one another in a non-Muslim environment, a non-Muslim society. And I really hope you guys have been putting what we've been learning here in this class to use in your personal lives. You know, how many of you have been checking on the Muslims in your community? The ones that you don't hear of, the old women, the single women, to make sure that they're okay. We talked about having a health and welfare committee. Every mosque should have a health and welfare committee where you check on the elderly in your community, those single women and elderly women who have no family, no children, to make sure they're okay. I hope you guys are doing that. And how many of you have been cooking a pot of soup and sending it to a Muslim brother or sister who's going through a hardship? Don't forget that. Whenever the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam learned of another Muslim going through a hardship, a grief of any type, be it the broken heart, be it a divorce, be it a sickness, he would have his wives make a pot of soup and send it to them. Chicken's noodle soup. You can make a pot of chicken noodle soup because you heard this family is going through some difficult times, and send it over. This helps to keep that love strong amongst us. And then we talked about how there may come a time, because there does, in which some people within the community, the Islamic community, the Muslim community, there may come a time where we may have to excommunicate. That's what we talked about yesterday. Excommunicate another Muslim or a group. And just to recap what we talked about yesterday, who can tell me what is the difference between boycotting a person and excommunicating a person? Who can remember what's the difference? What's the difference between the two? Come on.
The difference between the two is when you are boycotting, you're giving them a certain amount of time to get their stuff right. If they told you something and it wasn't right, or you found out they lied to you, then you could boycott them. Like the Prophet, he boycotted one of his kids because he lied. And he told the family just to turn away from him and not talk to him until he apologized. Excommunicating is to kick them out of the fold of Islam, telling them that they are no longer a Muslim.
To kick them out of the folds of Islam, tell them that they're no longer a Muslim. Y'all agree with that?
To completely cut them off.
So okay, I want you to give me a clear, what is the meaning of excommunicate? What's the difference between boycott and excommunicate? Careful of your wording. Come on, try it again, guys. Anyone?
To excommunicate is to disassociate ourselves from them completely until they return back to Allah. Or let me cut that out. Just to disassociate ourselves from them completely.
Okay, I want you guys to be careful. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to see. The wording that we use is so important. Kick them out of Islam. How can you kick a person out of Islam?
We can't.
Okay, so we have to be careful. Okay, to boycott, y'all, I want y'all to remember the difference. And again, we only resort to these means, first of all, you just don't decide that on your own. Okay, there's certain, we talked about conditions and situations, a lot more that goes with it. But basically, boycotting is to distance yourself. To distance yourself, or like in this case, the community. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would distance an individual from the community if that person was indulging in sinful actions over and over again. Y'all understand? Because this person is indulging in sinful actions and we've talked to him, we've sat down with them, and they still continue to commit these sinful actions, we can boycott him until they stop. Y'all understand what boycotting is? You understand what boycotting is? Okay? Listen to the wording. This ain't got nothing to do with support, Muslima. Support is a different word. We're cutting you off. We're not going to speak to you. We're going to distance ourselves from you until you stop doing whatever actions you're doing that you shouldn't be doing. Y'all understand that? Boycott is to distance yourself from a person or a group until they stop doing whatever bad actions they're doing. Give me an example. Can anybody give me an example of a reason that a community will boycott a person? Give me a reason.
Boycott a person if a person is intoxicated, is drinking, not wearing a hijab. And
okay, good job. Here's a brother who keeps smoking marijuana. He comes to the masjid high all the time. You can smell him when you come in to do the khutbah on Friday. The brother sitting there smelling like marijuana. And he's been told over and over and over again that he cannot come to the mosque smelling like marijuana. Okay? This is an instance in which you will say, okay, we're going to boycott you. We're not going to talk to you. We're going to distance ourselves from you until you stop smoking that weed, until you stop coming to the mosque smelling like marijuana. We're going to distance ourselves. Y'all understand? That's boycott. Excommunicate is different totally, because to excommunicate means you're cutting off the tie. Y'all understand? I'm cutting you off. You're cut off. The tie is cut off. Boycott, distance. Excommunicate, cut it off. And why would I cut it off? Why would I cut the tie off with someone? Who can answer that? To cut, we're done. It has to be something severe. Is that from smoking weed? Come on. Why would I cut the tie off? Why would this person be excommunicated? What's the reason?
Because they're doing things that totally go against Islam.
No, still don't get it. If I have sex with the man next door, that goes against Islam. If I steal your lawnmower, okay, I want y'all to, what is it that I would have to do to cut me off completely?
You would have to have proof that you've done such a thing.
What thing? So because I stole the man next door's lawnmower, y'all gonna just excommunicate me and call me a kafir?
No, we have to have proof that you stole it.
Okay, we got a lot of Kharijites in here. This is what we've been talking about. A lot of you Muslims were given dawah by a bunch of Kharijites. What's a Kharijite? They're the ones that do that takfir that we talked about. They always excommunicating people. Why? Because they think if a person commits a sin, they're a kafir. Is that grounds? Because I took your lawnmower, does that mean I'm cut off from all the Muslim Ummah? Boy, y'all don't get this. And this is what we talked about yesterday. I need to do the whole class over again. Can anyone think of a reason to excommunicate someone?
To publicly denounce Islam?
Excommunicate, guys, is if a person has denounced Islam. That ain't because I had committed a sin. It's not because I picked my nose. It's not because I smoke cigarettes. It's not because, she don't wear hijab. No, this is a person that that is doing something that totally invalidates La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. This is serious. And after they've sat down with that person, a lot of people do things such as practice magic. There's a lot of you women who call yourselves matchmakers. Do you know what a matchmaker is? A matchmaker is a witch. You think that you can match me up. I had a sister call me yesterday with that crap. Oh, Sister Layla, give me your birthday. I'm going to find a perfect husband for you. I can match you up with the perfect man based on your birth date, when you were born, what zodiac sign you are, what your characteristics are, and what his are. I can find the perfect husband. This is magic. This is witchcraft. This is something that takes you out of Islam. Y'all understand the difference? Boycott is for sin, an action, a sinful action. Excommunication is deeper than that. It ain't just an action. I'm saying it with the tongue that I denounce something that is essential in Islam. It's not wearing a hijab. It's saying that I don't believe a hijab is an obligation. Y'all understand? If a woman told you that she's not wearing hijab because she don't believe it's an obligation, she think that that's something that men made up, that this is cultural, that's grounds to excommunicate after the people of knowledge and authority sit down with her and talk to her. You understand, people? To say that prayer is not an obligation, that we don't have to pray, we don't have to fast. I can smoke marijuana because it's lawful. I don't care what you said, the prophet said. I say all intoxicants can be smoked in moderation. Excommunicate. We only excommunicate those people who announce themselves with the tongue and with their actions and intent that something is not a part of Islam that Allah said it is. Y'all understand now? Is that clear now? Do you understand now, Musima? You understand now, the people in Zoom?
Yes.
Y'all got to get these words together. Boycott. Okay, yeah, if the sister don't want to wear hijab, we done talked to her. She wants to come to the mosque looking like Nicki Minaj. Okay, we boycotting her. She ain't coming around. Until you start dressing right, sister, you ain't coming around us. We're going to distance ourselves from you. Ain't no Nicki Minaj. But to say I don't have to look, dress, and cover up, that's outdated. That stuff is crazy. That was written by a man, not a law. Now you got a problem. Y'all get it? All right. Y'all got to review. That's why I'm telling y'all, when I'm teaching this class, and I'm trying to keep this stuff simple, make sure that y'all take screenshots of these PowerPoints and print them out at the end of the class, so that way you guys can refer to your notes. All right. Today we're going to speak about another terrible thing that the extremists do. We talked about how the extremists, they make takfir. Everybody's a kafir who commits a sin or does something that they, who just shows through their actions something sinful. They don't even talk to the people. They don't even investigate to see if it's true and all that. That's Kharajite. I ain't got no Kharijites in here. Got to get up out of here. Nobody got time for them crazy people. Those people are crazy. Well, not only do they do that, but they also blindly follow. That's what we're going to talk about today. What does it mean to blindly follow a scholar? These same women and men who you listen to on YouTube, who are always referring to other people as being kafir. You're a kafir if you drink Starbucks. You're a kafir. These same brothers and sisters that do that, they only have certain scholars that they take their knowledge from. And that's what we're going to talk about. So let me put the PowerPoint up on the screen and let's start it off with, yeah. Okay, so people here, I'm using a new streaming program. So give me a second. I want y'all to look at the snow. And I'm going to put everything down too. But let me go to the Zoom first to share. You guys in Zoom. I'm going to share you guys on Instagram. So that way y'all can see what's on Instagram. And for me here, I'm going to take everything down so you guys can screenshot. Let me take this down. How you take it down? Y'all see that? All this is coming down for a reason. I'm getting ready to go full throttle. Full throttle, which means full screen. So you guys can take screenshots. Let me do this. Here I go with this. Inshallah, this should work. You guys should see my PowerPoint. Okay, y'all see the PowerPoint? I'm going to take it full screen. What I want you guys to do on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, LinkedIn, when I put these PowerPoint pages up like this, well, not like this. This just, I'm getting ready to make it even bigger. Take a screenshot with your phone. And then at the end of the class, you can print everything out like a booklet and have it to review. So where am I at? This is my PowerPoint. Okay, inshallah. There, you guys should just see this. This will be your first page. Inshallah, this is your first page to screenshot. And I'm logging in on, okay, I'm coming in, sister. I'm logging in on, what's this called? I'm using Telegram. Oh, shoot. Hold on, sister. Okay, I'm coming in now on Telegram so I can see what she's talking about. You guys kill me texting me when y'all see I'm trying to do 2, 3, 4 things at one time. Okay, hold on. Let's see what she's saying. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, she's saying that she made it in there. Okay, so you see it. Hold on. Oh, wait, let me turn my see what she's saying. Okay, yeah. So what you do with that, sister, is screenshot it with your cell phone. Yeah, and all of them. So at the end of the class, you can print them out and you have it as like a notebook pad, staple them together. And this way you can review. So when I come in and ask questions like I did today, you give me the right answer. So we're going to speak about some more extremist views and also what blind following means and what it is. And this is pages 329 to 331 in book volume 1 of Diluting Wala Wa Better by Sheikh Karim Abu Zaid. Yeah, my brother. Yeah, they think he's my brother. Yeah, my brother. Yeah, he's my brother. Yeah, okay. I don't know why these sisters think that Karim Abu Zaid is my brother. But my oldest brother kind of looked like him, don't he, Zatif? He got that nose like my oldest brother. But anyway, extremist views and blindly following scholars. Those are the pages. Let's take a look at the first one. And what I want you guys to do is take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of this whole page. This is the whole PowerPoint. We have to understand, guys, that in Islam, justice is everything. Justice is a universal right that applies to all human beings, regardless of religion, regardless of ethnicity or gender. Therefore, justice is a foundational principle of Islamic law, and it's a key objective of the laws of Islam. So, a lot of people will come to us and say, Sister Layla, is it permissible for a Muslim to work together with a non-Muslim? In other words, say, for example, like what happened back in the time with the war when Saddam Hussein declared war against Kuwait. Y'all remember that was a radical group, okay? They labeled everybody as being kafir for going to America because the people of Kuwait petitioned for America to come in and help them against Saddam. They said this was an act of kafir, an act of disbelief, an act of apostasy. But is that true? No. There's nothing in Islam that forbids a Muslim from collaborating with a non-Muslim. So it's permissible to do that, to work together that way, because this creates justice and fairness. What Saddam Hussein did was very unjust, very unfair, killing other Muslims to take their oil and all that nonsense that went on over there. It was horrific. Rape. Same stuff. And there's many, many incidences of this, of the Prophet working, collaborating with the non-Muslims. For example, in the pre-Islamic alliance of al-Fudl, a pact of justice was made by the people of Mecca to support the oppressed, regardless of their tribe. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam spoke highly of that. And he also affirmed that he would respond to such an alliance too, if called upon in the time of Islam. Listen to what the hadith says. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, certainly I witnessed a pact of justice in the house of Abdullah ibn Judan that was more beloved to me than a herd of red camels. If I were called to it now in the time of Islam, I would indeed respond. There's your dalil. There's your dalil. That there's nothing wrong with that. That yes, Muslims, we can collaborate with non-Muslims to promote justice and fairness in society. Also, there's another hadith where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I witnessed a pact of justice in the house of Abdullah ibn Judan, which if called to now, I would respond to. He said, make such allegiances to return the rights to the people, that no oppressor should have power over the oppressed. So when you come upon these fanatical Muslims out there, they are the Kharijites I'm talking about, that they're quick to call everybody a kafir who's committing a sin or not doing what they think you should do. They'll even go so far as to call you a kafir because you're working with the non-Muslims. Now, this does not mean that we go around joining non-Muslim armies. Let me talk about that for a minute. We have a terrible situation here in America where young Muslim boys are growing up and then joining the United States Army and Air Force, Marine. Why are you doing that? when America is a country of Zionism. America is a Zionist nation, and the Zionists are anti-religion, anti-Islam. You're going to end up fighting against Muslims. We don't do that. We don't collaborate with non-Muslims on that level. Remember, everything we do is within balance. We are a balanced nation. Okay? But if the non-Muslims in your community came to you and they said, Imam so-and-so, we want to put together a fundraiser, to raise money to send to the people of Gaza, you can participate in that. Or we want to put together a food pantry where we work together with you Muslims, to provide food to the community because there's a lot of homeless people here. We can do that. Does everybody understand? So cooperating with non-Muslims to promote justice and fairness in society is okay, as long as we're not compromising our faith and our beliefs, as long as we're not engaging in anything haram, anything sinful. Does everyone understand? And copy this page, because Muslims today don't get this. So now what I want to do is address the issue that one of the brothers here asked me about yesterday, and I told you I'd talk about it today. Does it mean to blindly follow someone? And what are the dangers of it? Okay, let me tell you guys how this came about. One of the young brothers here, has been following and learning, participating in my website classes, since last Ramadan. He said that a brother came up to him and told him, why are you listening to Sunnahfollowers? Sister Layla, you're blindly following her. And so the brother said, he asked him, what do you mean I'm blindly following her? What does that mean? What are you talking about? I don't even know her except on her classes. I go to her classes. He said, you need to learn from 3 or 4 people. You don't need to have no one teacher. You need to have a lot of teachers, man, that you can learn from. Because if you just stick to her, you're going to end up blindly following her. So you need to have about 6 or 7 teachers from all over. A lot of Muslims are like that. They think that because you only have one teacher, you're blindly following someone. Well, what did the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam do? How many teachers did the Prophet have? Most Muslims can't even tell you who his teacher was. Who was the Prophet Muhammad's teacher? The angel Jibreel. It wasn't Michael. It wasn't Israfil. It wasn't Ridwan. It wasn't Harut. It wasn't Marut. Allah didn't send all of them. He just sent Jibreel. Jibreel was the angel of revelation. That's it. That's it. There's no 2, 3, 4 angels of revelation. There's just one, Jibreel. So when a person comes to you and tells you that it's haram to have one teacher because one teacher is blind following, number one, they don't know what blind following means. Number two, you tell them, can you please bring me the dalil? Whenever someone says something is haram, they have to bring the clear evidence. And then you look at the person and say, well, how many teachers did the Prophet have? How many angel revelations are there? Subhanallah. This is how twisted we are as Muslims today. Blind following does not mean having one teacher. To blindly follow someone means to take what someone says over what Allah and what the Prophet says. In other words, you follow a certain person or a certain group of people, and you take whatever they say, whether it's right or wrong, over anyone and anyone else. That's blind following. To blindly follow a school of thought or a specific list of scholars without evaluating their opinions critically and evaluating their teachings critically can lead to extremism. And that's why we have all these extreme groups now. Okay? How many of you have heard people say, well, Imam Malik said, Imam Malik said, Imam Malik said, Imam Hanafi, Imam Hanafi, Imam Hanafi. Sheikh El-Bani, Sheikh El-Bani, Sheikh El-Bani. Okay? You're going to take what a person says without evaluating it, without weighing it. Remember, everything that we do is supposed to be weighed upon the Quran and the authentic hadiths. We are a people of dalil. We just don't listen to what people say and accept it without proof. This type of extremism is harmful because it leads to intolerance towards other people's opinions. It also leads to a lack of respect for diverse perspectives. Remember, we're a people of diversity. It can also create division within the Muslim community, which is what we see today. A lot of the masajids, a lot of the masjids have a lot of division because people are blindly following their matab or their sheikh or all of that. And it leads to misunderstandings. That's why today most women don't know what's lawful to wear and what's not. Because of this is a danger of blind following. Most women are told that makeup is haram. There's nothing in Islam that says makeup is haram, but there's a bunch of fatwas. There's a bunch of fatwas written by men saying it is, but those fatwas are not based on any clear nas from the Quran or any clear nas from the hadith. Y'all see that? So now a lot of women don't know what's lawful for them anymore. A lot of women think they can't wear colors. They can't wear makeup. They can't wear heels. Who said a woman can't wear heels? Every shoe has a heel. But again, this is what happens when we blindly follow just certain sheikhs. And we take their opinions without critically evaluating it against the Quran and the Hadith. Y'all see that? As Muslims, you don't have to have 3 or 4 teachers. All you need is one. But we are told over and over again by our prophet to weigh whoever your teacher says against the Quran and the Hadith. Whatever they're teaching you, it should be based on what Allah said and what the Prophet ﷺ said, not their opinion. That's why I use PowerPoint, so you guys can see that I don't make things up. I'm weighing my stuff on Quran and Hadith. So be careful of that. And I'm sure every community has a blind follower. There's a blind follower in every community, it seems. What did the sheikh say? My sheikh, my sheikh, my sheikh. Oh, God. Also, another extreme move that the Kharijites and others like them do. They use religious concepts to justify political goals. It's no mystery today, guys, that most of the debates that are undergoing between the Muslims on the internet are all about politics. Using religious concepts to justify political goals is a dangerous form of extremism. And this type of extremism can manifest by manipulating religious beliefs through political leaders or groups to further your political agenda. which in turn can lead to distorted Islamic teachings, which in turn can also justify violence or justify oppressive actions, like what we see in a lot of countries in the Middle East, like Iran. That's one of the problems. Iran is known for doing that. Iran has always been known as using religious concepts to justify their political goals. Okay? The manipulation of religious concepts to further political goals goes against Islamic's concept of moderation and balance. Remember, as Muslims, we're supposed to be balanced, not too far to the right, not too far to the left, but right there in that medium, that middle. So we have to beware of hooking up with communities that do this, communities that use religious concepts to justify their political gain or whatever. I want you guys to ponder this verse of the Quran where Allah says, in the interpretation of the meaning, because of that, we ordain for the children of Israel that if anyone killed a person not in retaliation to spread mischief in the land, then it would be as if he killed all of mankind. And if anyone saved a life, it would be as if he saved the life of all mankind. And indeed, there came to them our messengers with clear evidence and signs. And that's what I'm telling you guys. Our religion is based on clear evidence, clear signs. If something is haram, there's going to be a clear verse that says, thou shalt not drink alcohol. It's not going to be a riddle for you to figure out. So Allah is telling us in this verse that this is a problem that the people that came before us had, the Jews. Okay? They would violate the commands of Allah based on taking religious concepts, twisting them around for their political gain. They will ignore the evidence, the proofs that the prophets came with, and justice, and set their own agenda. So we have to remember Islam is based on justice, peace, empathy, and compassion towards all human beings. And as Muslims, we are called to treat non-Muslims as well as Muslims with kindness and respect. Acts of terrorism, actions involving violence, actions involving intimidation of innocent people for political, ideological, or religious purposes is a severe sin and a crime in Islam, guys. So we have to be careful to make sure that when we do attach ourselves to our Islamic communities here in the West, that we're not attaching ourselves to a community that thrives off of violence and terrorism. You have to make sure that you're not attaching yourself to an Islamic community that promotes terrorism and that promotes violence. So that verse that we just read indicates our stance as Muslims against terrorism, against violence, and against the unjust taking of innocent lives. That verse also highlights that even though Allah has sent the truth, even though that Allah sent many prophets to preach peace and harmonious relations, the people abandoned those beliefs. So like I tell the new converts here in my Zoom room, don't blame it on Allah. Blame it on the people you chose to take your knowledge from. Don't blame it on Allah. Blame it on the people you chose to learn your religion from. Like I told the sisters in the polygamy groups here, don't hate something that Allah made good. Polygamy is good and clean. It's good and clean. Don't blame it on Allah. Allah made it good and clean. Blame it on yourself for not seeking the knowledge of how polygamy is supposed to be implemented correctly. Okay? So now let's see how well you guys understood what we talked about today. Because now I'm going to give you a quiz, and the quiz is not going to be hard. It's not going to be hard because I didn't get a chance to finish it because a company came over. Latifa came to visit me. So, first question. What does it mean, Latifa? Latifa, are you still awake? What does it mean to blindly follow someone, Latifa?
Okay, I'm here. I'm not asleep.
Okay, good.
To blindly follow somebody means to follow them without any further investigation or understanding or investigation from others on what they're talking about.
You guys agree with her answer? You guys agree with her answer?
Yeah, let me read a little bit more into it, sister.
What it
I'm
means?
just playing, Sister Latifah.
I don't know. I missed something.
Yeah, Latifa's a teacher, so that's why her
follow
word.
one person, without even investigating or anything about what the subject matter is.
That's great. Yeah, that's exactly. See how she worded it. But Latifa's a teacher, so she knows how to word stuff. But exactly, it's to, follow someone indiscriminately. Indiscriminately. That's what some sisters type in here on my phone. Good job. Where are you from? South Africa? Because we don't use that word in America. Oh, she is. She's one of the Cape Cod sisters. One of the Cape Cod sisters that want me to come to South Africa. If I ever get married, sister, you'll be the first place I go. Okay. Yes, to follow someone indiscriminately. I like that word. Indiscriminately, to take their views, what they say, over anyone else, including Allah and the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, another sister's typing to not investigate. Good job. Good job. You guys are doing good over there in South Africa, considering what time of day it is. Y'all mind this. And by the way, let me share this knowledge. Because I got people joining from South Africa. I got sisters joining here from New Zealand, in the United Kingdom. Y'all in a different time zone. I want y'all to always remember that hadith. The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said every night during the last third of the night, Allah extends his hands and he's asked, who is in need of something from me? That's the best time to make dua, to get your supplications answered. And Allah loves for those of us to forsake our bed during the last third of the night to remember him. And by you sisters in South Africa learning from me right now, this is the last third of the night for you. Look at the blessings you sisters are getting for remembering Allah during the last third. So I want y'all to make dua too. Make lots of dua, asking for whatever you want, whatever your personal supplications are, make them during this last third. These sisters are getting a lot of reward, guys, because they got up out of their beds to come to these classes. Good job. Americans are lazy, you know that. Yeah. Okay, what about this? Amatullah only has one teacher that she learns from. She is told that she needs to learn from others because this is simply blind following. Is this statement correct? Yes or no? Why? Is that statement correct? Yes, no, why? Sister, I'm trying to see who's here. Oh, Sister Nafisha. Sister Nafisha, is that statement correct? Amatullah only has one teacher that she learns from, Nafisha. She is told that she needs to learn from others because having just one teacher is blind following. Is this correct, Nafisha?
The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, only had one teacher.
So this is not correct. Good job, Nafisha. Good job. Good job. MashaAllah, guys. And I want y'all to remember that. Because I get sick of people telling me, asking me, is this true? What kind of crap is this? Sometime, I'm going to tell you something. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, we are a simple-minded nation. He said, we don't have the intelligence that the Christians and Jews have. You know, we're simple-minded people. Some people can't learn from more than 2 or 3 people. 2 people might be too much because people teach differently. And that's another reason why I am very, very particular who I allow on my website. You look at how Mukhtar teaches. You look at how I teach. We teach the same. Look at how Jamali teaches. He teaches the same. Look at how Brother Youssef lectures, the same. You want to stick with teachers that teach the same way because people can confuse you. Okay? So, mashallah, let me put that down. Wait a minute. Zoomers, I'm ready to bring it back down for y'all. Okay. Okay, and let me put my... Okay, don't worry. I'm getting ready to show myself now. Layla, we can't see you. Okay, here I come. Good Lord. What's up with y'all with this, Layla? We can't see you. Y'all don't like watching the snow? Move to Ohio, Cleveland. You'll see snow. Alhamdulillah. Okay, mashallah. You guys did pretty good on that quiz. Let me look on Facebook.